for the win. Garnett on the slam. Here's a Curry way downtown. Oh, what a shot from Curry.
With one championship to show for, well, that's a lot more than certain franchises have to brag about. And especially for relatively recent expansion teams. With Luka and a good team around him, they are in a pretty good spot for the future. Yet, only time will tell if they're capable of adding more. And all the time I've covered the NBA, or watched the NBA rather, I've never woke up to a trade. Sorry, I never woke up the night after a trade and wondered if it got approved because it was that absurd. Not even just on a regular level. This is not even a video I need to like think about or script or really look at the details of the deal because what the fuck? Like, no joke when I say this, I actually think it's investigation worthy. It's not even because the Lakers just got from their stuck position to Luka Doncic in 48 hours, I guess they're reporting. It's because the Dallas Mavericks, there was an external motivation here. If what I saw on the tweet is correct, they've lost 700,000 followers. I saw a video of some Dallas party last night where kids learned of the trade and they were screaming like they were being attacked. And the only thing I think so far, just with the deal we have right now, the Mavs really did with this trade and accomplished with this trade was demoralizing their fan base, destroying fan interest. And I am very, very suspicious as to why. Here's the thing, because I did want to try to think logically a little bit about it. And if you're the Dallas Mavericks and you are saying, okay, you know what, there's only a couple of years left on Luka's deal. They weren't good enough to win a championship last year. This year, injuries are kind of defeating them and the NBA is a little bit better, so maybe they can't win it. Kyrie was the go for it move. His deal kind of matched Luka's, so they were going to do this stint together and see what happens. So you say, okay, we don't believe in this stint. We don't think we can win with this and we don't want to lose Luka for nothing. All right, that's fair. And that's normally the time where a team opens up shop. They don't quietly in the shadows take their franchise cornerstone to one of their conference foes and then do a deal that makes no sense. I'm sorry, I've never seen anything like it, not even close. This was almost to the day of the Pau Gasol trade. And when they traded for Pau, sure, it was like Kwame Brown and some picks or whatever. That turned into Marc Gasol. It was pretty good. And it was a deal where we were going, damn, that's lopsided. Okay, whatever. We're used to LA getting blessed though. This was the Mavericks not even a year after having made the NBA Finals, trading a generational, what I believe will be close to what, by the time he retires, a top 15, top 10 player. They didn't say, we're thinking about trading him, guys, give us your offer. They could have gotten a treasure trove of everything for Luka. And they traded him for Anthony Davis, who is 31. And although he's been healthy as of late, we always know at any moment there could be an injury. And he's definitely not the player that you trade your 25-year-old star for. That on the timeline, that just doesn't work because we're saying it's a win now timeline. And so they're pairing him with Kyrie. Okay, but you didn't even get all of LA's picks. They still have an unprotected pick. You didn't get Austin Reeves. What? I'm sorry, there has to be more to this one. I was so blindsided by this because, as you probably know, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you've seen my last video. It was the Mavericks doc. I promise I have no superpowers. The Dom curse is not real. But I did everything in my power to drop that video on the 31st for I don't even know why. I could have waited until this week. Could have given myself more time. I wanted it out on the 31st, and 24 hours later, after I claimed they were avoiding disaster all this time from Dirk to Luka, they gave Luka away with no clear intent. I'm sorry, I'm not buying anything I've been told so far. Basically, they said he was fat, he was out of shape, he didn't play defense. They didn't see him as a cornerstone. Okay, oh, what if there's somebody in ownership that believes all these things about Luka? Okay, you know what? I guess I can mentally get there. But you do not do the deal this quickly and do it with the Lakers and do it with the Lakers for what they did it for. I really believe there's got to be more here. On a base level, this is almost a trade where if you were playing my GM when you were younger, I guess, and you didn't really know anything, you weren't thinking about your team's future or whatever, this is the type of trade you do there. Yeah, we have Kyrie, we have Clay, we got some versatility, cool. We don't like Luka anymore, we're gonna get him AD, and you just do that and you try to go win a championship that season. That's a mid-teenager my GM move. Just off the top, in the comments, what do y'all think a Luka Doncic trade could have netted? I'm thinking multiple players, multiple picks. It's a multiple MVP level guy. Y'all know who Luka is. We don't really have to beat that horse. I don't know what else to even say about this one. I actually want some more days to pass so we can talk about this more. Because one thing I've seen so far is they're like, okay, this new ownership. Nico Harrison ties with Rob Pelinka, and apparently, you know, we're hearing about casinos in Vegas and relocation. If a team wanted to completely destroy their goodwill in a city and have an excuse to relocate, this would be exactly how you do it. And so if it's motivated from there even a little bit, I have to wonder if the league is going to sanction a trade which basically destroys all their current value and gives them an excuse to move, if that is the plot there. I'm not, you know, obviously we have no clue. There could be another deal in a few days that maybe makes this make sense, I guess. This is not the situation with Chris Paul where the league could just step in and say no. As long as it passes the rules and they don't find any wrongdoing, I believe it's going to go through. Time always loses the fact that with Chris Paul, the NBA owned the Hornets. They were able to actually act as the general manager. They were able to make decisions. They can't really do this here. They just have to see, do the rules make sense? And for the league, I'm gonna wager to say Luka in LA makes a lot of sense. Because Los Angeles was on their way to being stuck again. If you watch the halfway through the 2020s vid I made at the end of December, I was basically saying the LeBron and AD core had nothing left. Yeah, they've gone on a little recent run. The record looks decent, but this isn't a championship team. LeBron, one way or the other, every year that passes is another year closer to retirement. And every year that passes is another year closer to when AD can no longer serve you. So they just really had nowhere to actually go, and they didn't have enough assets or really enough anything to make this Lakers roster a championship team. They kind of just destroyed it all in 2021 when they made this trade. So the thing I said at the end of the Lakers section was, I can't wait to see what this front office pulls without getting bailed out. They just got bailed out again. There's no world where a team has ever just taken their cornerstone and said, here, we don't want them anymore, and we're not even going to really press you about it. Do you want them? You want them real quick? That's not even a thing. I can't think of one trade ever that's fit that criteria. And so Luka in LA right now to me means LeBron's time is probably going to be cut short. Well, not even cut short. I guess we've talked about the Lakers trading LeBron a while ago. He has a no trade clause. However, if they send him somewhere enticing to him, especially where he can finish his years actually contending, then yeah. And I have to think that's probably what's going to happen because of timelines here. The Lakers have been just gifted a gold mine now. They have Luka Doncic. They have one of the greatest young players. It's the same thing always with LA. You get Kareem comes to LA, you pick up Magic. You go from them to Shaq, who wanted to leave Orlando and come to LA, and you go draft Kobe. That was just great. You go through that whole era, you retain Kobe, get Gasol, and then that one fell apart because of injury, so they kind of got assed out for a few years until LeBron came and bailed him out. You get AD, that was very obvious. Then the front office messes that up about a year in. Once again, gonna be asked out for a while. And your conference foe comes to you with the face of their franchise and just asks for the guy who's been complaining on your team and who you already know you can't rebuild around in the future. So they're on a new timeline. They're on a new timeline, just like that. One day we woke up and we were laughing at the Lakers with D'Angelo Russell. Now they're on a new timeline with Luka. And I believe this means whether it happens now or later, LeBron won't be a Laker for much longer. I think play style wise, it'll be fun for a little bit, but I don't necessarily think it fits with LeBron and Luka. Also, if you're the Lakers front office, you got to start thinking how to build a championship team around Doncic. And I don't know if that involves LeBron because of the timeline, because of the fit, and because once LeBron retires, you just get nothing, you know? So I believe in the near future, there is a deal coming where they turn LeBron into pieces for Luka, whatever that may be, but I have to think that's what's next. And if you're the Mavs, Kyrie has a player option for the summer. And so once again, that's where I could kind of understand saying we don't think this Luka thing is going to work out long term. Let's get off of it while we can, because clearly they're probably not going to win, or we're not going to win this year. Kyrie leaving over summer could have totally screwed it. Then they'd have to give Luka away anyways one day, but you could have done that after giving him the max and then having leverage with him, more leverage. Or once again, you could have just said, all right, we think we have to cut this timeline short, but let's go ahead and turn Luka into our next era. It happens. It happens. The Jazz had to get rid of Mitchell and Gobert very quickly before restricted free agency was a thing. We just talked about how Shaq left Orlando. We have had timelines coming to an obvious end, and teams go ahead and take advantage of that, or the player go ahead and take advantage of it. I just haven't seen it happen this way. So yeah, I wouldn't think this is anything short of the most shocking trade in NBA history. I don't know. This is the most shocking transaction I've lived through, okay? I got 20 plus NBA seasons that I'm under my belt, saw the Heatles, KD, Shaq and Kobe thing. I've been through a lot of interesting transactions and even transactions where I was thinking a team got ripped. I've never seen anything close to this. Stood in the same place for 30 minutes last night. I've never seen a deal where people were wondering if Shams got hacked. We were wondering if it was a joke. We thought all of his accounts got hacked. He had to reiterate it 20 times. They're saying LeBron was blindsided by the trade. They're saying Luka was blindsided by the trade. And LeBron being blindsided by a trade is just, yo, we're in uncharted territory right now. I am very interested to hear the chatter around the league after this. Once again, with the information we have, Luka did not walk to them and request this trade. With the information we have, of course, we never have all the information that goes on behind an NBA door. Everything that's dropped so far, though, says the Mavericks just approached them and LA took 48 hours. Just what? What are we experiencing? I actually do want to just say I'm sorry for you Maverick fans. I mean that genuinely. I'm really with y'all right now, because I don't think I've ever seen a team in the middle of trying to put together an era and a run just abruptly lose their guy for no apparent reason, which is why I'm curious of the motivation. And again, in the 2020s vid, I did say maybe that was about Miami getting blessed with a star because of that market, but I'm pretty sure I said that about the Lakers as well. And well, here we are. If you haven't experienced it, if you joined the NBA in the 2020s, here we are. Welcome to the Los Angeles Laker experience. Basketball wise, okay, the Mavericks are still going to be a good team. It's not necessarily something you can't be interested in and be wondering how it's going to do in the playoffs. It's in the present day, it's interesting. It's just so baffling that it's hard to pay attention to that. I don't think it's championship worthy. And also, once again, Dallas, if you're talking about doing deals and wanting to get off Luka and you're just trying to find ways to legitimize this, you also have to look and say, we've now hinged our current day hopes on Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. Once again, I'm well aware AD's been healthy the past 2 seasons. He just has that rep now, though, and we know. Just put it this way: if it was your team who just staked everything on AD, would you feel comfortable just because he's been healthy the last 2 seasons? No, you wouldn't. It's everything now. He has to be healthy. His point guard has to be healthy. They have to get more pieces, and you have to trust these are the guys that are gonna be healthy enough and just go on a run or be good enough for a run. And if anything goes wrong, you don't have a lot to work with. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for more chatter here, because it appears to me there was some backdoor discussions, there was some backdoor deals, there was something involved, and Dallas did this through some type of external motivation. Whether they thought it made sense or not for Luka in the future, totally irrelevant to me. The way the deal was done, some external force is acting upon this, and I can't wait to find out what it is. I seen the deal and said, was Luka part of a RICO case? Is he part of an upcoming RICO? Was he part of the Jonte Porter scheme? Yeah, I've got nothing else to say about this until later. Be on the lookout for a LeBron deal. I guess be on the lookout for more deals from the Mavericks. Let's hear what the league has to say about this once it's approved, which I assume it will be. And yeah, now once you're done with this video, go give the Mavericks documentary a watch. I am very, very happy I dropped that video 24 hours beforehand, because now we can see everything we thought about Dallas in the present day 24 hours before they traded Luka Doncic, and it'll make even less sense to you why they did it. I maybe should change the title. The Mavericks have not avoided disaster. They have actually invited disaster. Mark Cuban would have never sanctioned this. Wow. Let me know what you think about the deal in the comments. Why do you think it happened? What do you see in LA's future? This just rewrote the rest of the 2020s and some of the 2030s. It's that big of a deal. This is one of the most historical moments in sports. And if you're a Dallas fan right now that just follows Luka or quits being a fan of the Mavericks, I totally understand. And once again, I believe that was the intention. I cannot come up with anything else. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Well, like button, subscribe, bell next to my name, and yeah, go get yourself a watch of that Mavericks doc, because what the fuck?